Okay, before we begin, I'm going to do a little roll call. For a round of applause, how many Army people do we have here?
Army! I'm glad there's an RV guy because he was an Army earlier.
No. You're just used to dead people. That's,
You got it. They don't talk back.
Yeah, you're not used to conversations. Human interaction, I get it. Okay, how many Marines are here? Yeah, like you guys are a little quiet for Marines. Nice.
There's like 4 of us.
Yeah. That's still usually louder than like, a whole room of Army guys.
You're snacking on the
How many Navy people are here? Okay. What about the Air Force?
Yes, right here. Air Force.
Okay.
Air Force.
You already paid to say it, it's no better. Sorry.
From the Army guy.
I was in the Navy. I wanted to join the Air Force. I did. Because my dad was in the Air Force like 25 years. And he never did anything.
You already paid to say it.
Like he went to work after I went to school, and he was always home before I got back. And we had to move every few years. And I remember one time asking my mom, like, why do you move all the time? And she said, well, it's for your father's job. And I said, Dad is a job? So I wanted to join the Air Force. What happened was I called the Air Force recruiter, and I said, yeah, I'm interested in joining. And he goes, cool. Do you have a high school diploma? I said, yeah. He's like, have you ever done drugs? I said, no. He's like, you ever been in trouble with the law or anything? I said, no, man, nothing but speeding tickets. He goes, oh, speeding tickets? How many speeding tickets do you have? And I said, I don't know, like 11 or 12? And he said, I cannot join the Air Force because I have no respect for authority. And I said, authority? It's a freaking Air Force. If I had any respect for authority, I'd join the military. An hour later, the Navy recruiter called me up. He goes, how many speeding tickets do you have? I said, I don't know, like 11 or 12. He goes, I'll put you down for 2. I said, you can do that? He said, shh, it'll be our secret. And then for the next 3 years, that's what I thought, don't ask, don't tell meant. That joke's only funny because it's true.
Don't ask, don't tell.
I have done a lot of overseas tours for the troops, and I learned way more about the military doing these tours than I learned when I was in. The main thing that I learned is that you should never go out drinking with the Marines. No. Unless you have a death wish. Because I went out drinking with some Marines about 6 weeks ago, and I have to be honest, I am still drunk. One guy handed me a shot. He said, here, drink this. I said, what is it? It's jet fuel. It will make you see God. I don't want to see God. And another show I did, a young Marine came up to me, and he was just staggering drunk. And as he wobbled over, he said, dude, I am so wasted that I can literally piss tequila. I can't believe I fell for it.
Got a free shot.
It tasted nothing like tequila. It kind of tastes like Bud Light. I fly commercial, and they have this rule on planes. I'm sure most of you guys have heard of it, because they've had it for years, but there are people who still don't know that they limit the amount of liquid you can bring on board. You guys know that, right? Yeah. There are people who don't know. They're like, what do you mean I can't bring my shampoo? or my super beet gulp? Well, this sucks. And I admit, I didn't like that rule at first. But then I remember that I have a bunch of cans of old paint and used motor oil that I can't get rid of. So I take all that shit to the airport. What do you mean I can't bring my hazardous waste on board? Oh, you'll take it sweet. I had car trouble recently. Yeah, I don't know anything about cars. And when you don't know anything about cars, mechanics just make stuff up. I had a mechanic tell me that I need a new flux capacitor. And sure, standing here in Wauconda on a Saturday night, I can say flux capacitor, haha, very funny, that's from Back to the Future. But at the time, I was stressed out and worried about my car, and I was not thinking about 80s time traveling movies. So when he said I needed a new flux capacitor, all I could think was, oh yeah, I've heard of that. That sounds expensive. And the guy goes, no, the part itself is not expensive. The hard part is finding a flux capacitor for your car. Oh, you can call every auto parts store in town and ask them if they have a flux capacitor, but they'll probably just laugh at you. No. Bring a special order from Libya. And that's when I knew the guy was messing with me. Because I don't know anything about cars, but I know women. And I know that the Libya is part of the female anatomy. I read an article recently that said that men who are married live longer than men who are divorced. Have you ever heard that? Married men live longer than divorced men. Now, the reason I'm telling you this is to bring the fact that I'm divorced, and I'll probably be dead soon. And I want you to know that if I am dead soon, that getting divorced was totally worth it. Just a little FYI for some of the people on the fence. I knew my marriage was ending our last Christmas together because my wife gave me love coupons. You know what love coupons are? Little coupon books that couples give each other when they stop giving a shit. You ever try cashing one of those things in? It's impossible! I tried to play the free massage coupon. She said, oh, not now. I don't feel good. I said, but it says offers valid any time. Now is any time. I would like my massage, please. And then she got mad and said I wasn't compassionate and sympathetic to how she was feeling. And while she was yelling at me, I played the automatically winning argument coupon. Yeah, I doubled down. But apparently that one was mislabeled, because it shouldn't have been the automatically win any argument. It should have been automatically increase the size of any argument, because that is what happened. And then we split up, and now I'm stuck with all these coupons. So every time I go on a date with a girl now, the first question I always make sure I ask is, do you accept competitors' coupons? I think it was her, at least once we got married, because I learned that married women give completely different gifts than girlfriends. They do. And I learned that several years ago after we had just gotten married. This is like 20 years ago, and it was right after we just got married. It was our first Christmas as a married couple. And I gave my new wife list of 3 things that I wanted. And I still remember what they were. I said I wanted an iPod, which had just came out, the original Star Wars trilogy, and Madden Football for the Xbox. Now, if you said that to your girlfriend, there's a good chance that you're going to get at least 2 of those 3 things. But if you said that to your wife, you're getting 8 shirts and 3 pairs of pants. I'm like, what the hell is this? This isn't what I wanted. She goes, yeah, I know it's not what you wanted, but I decided to get something you needed. I'm like, no, it's Christmas. You could give me what I need next month, because I probably still need it. And she gave me her list, and her list was nothing but clothes. And I was scared to get her clothes. I was afraid to get the wrong size, or the wrong color, or the pocket would be in the wrong place. So instead what I did was I got her an iPod, the original Star Wars trilogy, and that was so far from the And I said, yeah, I know it's not what you wanted. But you need this. I don't know if I ever get married again. Right now I'm just having fun, you know. Not being yelled at all the time. Turns out that's one of my kinks. I didn't like our wedding. We had a large wedding. Okay, she has a huge family and a lot of friends. I don't have either. But I never realized how few friends I had until after my wedding party. Because she had 7 bridesmaids. Yeah, 7. So I had to come up with 7 groomsmen to match. Because that's the rule. I had everybody I know at my wedding party. Even my mom was a groomsman. And I was still 3 people short. I had to call labor staffing agency and hire people. I had a health scare recently. Yeah. And it made me do a lot of reflection and looking at myself, and I realized that I'm a middle-aged divorced man with no kids. I have way too much life insurance. Because right now, if I were to die, everything I have is going to go to my sister, which is dumb. Because if she were to die first, do you think she's going to leave anything to me? No. She's going to leave everything to her stupid, lazy kid. So every time I ask, when are you going to get a job, she gives me the same excuse. I'm only 9, yeah, she plays the age card. So I decided to have some fun with my life insurance. At first I thought it'd be kind of funny if I left everything to a cat, like some crazy old lady. Only I don't have a cat. So I thought it'd be kind of funny if I left everything to somebody else's cat. And it'd be even better if I don't tell them. They would just go out to the mailbox one day and wonder, like, why is there a check for Mr. Whiskers? Then they start wondering what their cat does when they're away at work. A double secret life that my cat has. And I'm like, that's kind of funny for like 10 minutes, but I like life insurance. I want something bigger, you know? Something that lasts longer. I want to make a difference and change somebody's life. So what I decided to do was I decided to leave everything I have to the kid of a guy I don't like. With a note that says, to my kid, sorry I couldn't be there. And if you're the kid's dad, who remember, I don't like, you're thinking like, what the hell? Is this kid been raising their entire life? Is he not mine? And yeah, so give a paternity test, which will prove he's a father, but you have many sleepless nights before the results come back. And then when the results do come back, you'll be all happy and relieved. Like, yes, the kid is mine. That's what suddenly hits him. Wait a minute. Why did he think he was the father? Did my wife have an affair with Rick Jean? And he would ask his wife, hey, did you have... By the way, I'm Rick Jean. I don't know. Did you have sex with Rick Jean? And she'd be like, don't be ridiculous. I don't even know Rick Jean. And he would say, well, he obviously knows you. And their marriage will never be the same. Like, even if he worked past her obvious infidelity, he will never trust her again. And that's really what I want to do with my life insurance, is change somebody's life. This is the goal, you know? You know the first thing you're supposed to do when you think you're having a heart attack? Anywhere you go? Take aspirin? No, you're supposed to erase your browser history. Because I did not do that, and I was in the hospital, and I was like, oh shit. What's on there? And there's nothing bad. But, well, the things that are bad, I'm just doing research for jokes, which I can explain as I'm here and alive, but if I wasn't, people start wondering, like, is Rick a furry? I've never seen any costumes, but I'm over his browser history. You guys know what furries are? Everybody? Everybody here knows? It's like a furry convention I don't know about.
Fire in Chicago was,
You're very informative for a guy who works with dead people.
we used to work in news too.
Like work in news? Well, you're just yeah. And then everybody died, and now you work with them. Well, there are some people who don't know. Furries are people who dress like mascots. You know, like, I don't know, the Philly Fanatic. And they have sex with other people dressed like mascots, like the San Diego Chicken. And the people who are furries are people who say, no, it doesn't have to be about sex. And the furries who say being a furry is not about being sex are what we call furries who can't get laid. Because if they could find somebody to have sex with them, it would totally be about the sex. They just can't, so it's not about the sex. I think the weird thing is they do have furry conventions, right? And it's hard, like, if you have a specific thing you're interested in. Like maybe you're there with your buddy and your buddy's like, hey, look at the hot fox over there. And you're like, nah, I'm more a chipmunk guy myself. But maybe you don't meet your significant other at a furry convention. Maybe you already have somebody and you just want to explore and try it out. How do you tell somebody that you want them to dress like a furry? Like, babe, you know I love you and I think you're gorgeous and you're sexy, but you don't make you even more attractive if you had a giant bushy tail and big puffy cheeks and buck teeth. Basically, if you look completely different than you look now, I would be so much more attracted to you. You can't say that to somebody. Maybe that's why I'm divorced, because I can't say that. I'll be like, nah, I'm just leaving. I had some Jehovah's Witnesses come to my house recently. Any Jehovah's Witnesses here? How many get a head up? All right. Freedom of religion. We're all friends here. Did you guys know, you guys can back this up. Or say the people you know, you just shout it out, whatever. Jehovah's Witnesses believe that only 144,000 people can get into heaven. Do we know that? That guy. Okay, that's all head nodding. Okay, if you don't know that, you can look it up in Google if you know how to spell Jehovah. But Jehovah's Witnesses believe that only 144,000 people can get into heaven. There are over 8 million Jehovah's Witnesses. Man, a lot of them are going to be pissed. Also, if I thought that heaven had a very limited amount of space, I wouldn't be going door to door trying to convince people to be better. Because I don't want that competition. I'll be trying to convince everybody to be worse. I'll be saying stuff like, hey, you know the Bible says thou shalt not steal? It just means thou shalt not steal from thy neighbor. You can totally steal from Walmart. And the 144,000 people, and not 144,000 people out of the 8 million who are currently alive, that's 144,000 people who have ever existed. Which means that it's probably already full. Heaven's had no vacancy for like centuries. Which means these guys are wasting their time. They don't celebrate birthdays or Christmas or anything. because they think when they die, they get all that celebration up there. And I'm telling that to these guys at my house, and I think I converted them. I think I converted some Jehovah's Witnesses with math. And if I didn't, I'm pretty sure at least they're not going to come back and buy to my house anymore. I like that. That was a win-win. I saw an article that said that it lists the greatest books in American literature. Does anybody want to guess what the number one greatest book in American literature was? 50 Shades of Grey, yeah. Sorry. I know it's your favorite, but you missed out. Not on the list. Okay. According to this website, greatest book in American literature was Moby Dick. Woo! Now, by round of applause, how many people here have ever read Moby Dick? Okay, the people who didn't clap, look at the people who did clap and know this. They're fucking lying. Nobody's ever read that book. It is horrible. It is 900 pages about how to be a commercial fisherman. And a lot of people tell me that, oh, you don't get it. You're just looking at Moby Dick at a superficial level. But Moby Dick it's all about the metaphors. It's all about the symbolisms. It's like, oh yeah, you don't think I get the metaphors? A bunch of shirtless sailors sailing the 7 seas, searching for a white sperm whale named Moby Dick.
It's the Navy.
It's the Navy.
Oh, Navy, yeah. Make fun of him. I'm the Airedale, though, obviously. Anyways, I think the metaphors are pretty obvious. Moby Dick is 19th century gay pornography. But you see, being gay used to be illegal. It did. Like if a gay guy wanted to meet another gay guy, they didn't have Grindr or Tinder or whatever you guys in Wauconda use. And you couldn't just go up to him in a bar, because if he picks the wrong guy, he could beat up or thrown in jail or something. So you had to be sneaky and subtle. How to use little code phrases and say things like, hey, did you ever read Moby Dick? And if the guy said, read it, I loved it. But that'd be a match. You'd be the same as swipe and right. I told you guys I'm divorced. The biggest complaint my ex-wife had about me, it's not just her, it's pretty much every girl I've ever dated, is that I don't listen or something. But I remember one time when my ex-wife and I just had a big fight about me not listening to her, and she came into the living room, I was watching TV, and she goes, hey, did you hear about Janice and Phil? And I had not heard about Janice and Phil. In fact, I don't even know anybody named Janice and Phil. But I did know that I better listen, because we just had a fight about this. There's probably going to be a test. If I say, no, tell me about Janice and Phil. So she starts going on about these people I don't know. And I'm like mentally taking notes and studying everything, because I have no idea what is going to be on the test, and I need to be prepared. And then after about half an hour, we're going on and on, she listening intently, she finally goes, well, I better get going. Rick has been staring at me. I think he's hungry. And I realized she wasn't even talking to me. She was on her hands-free cell phone. Yeah, I listened to my wife for no reason. I wasted a listen. So I asked her, I said, why do you do that? Why are you talking your hands-free cell phone even though your hands are free? And she goes, because the radiation from my cell phone might give me brain cancer. Have you ever heard that? Radiation from your phone might give you cancer? Do you know what they give you if you have cancer? They give you radiation. So I think the radiation from your phone gives you cancer. Just keep on talking. You have the solution right in your hand. She told me she's going to do a 3-day walk for breast cancer. I said, I don't think that's how you get it. Thanks. The guy who works at Dead Guys, you sure talk a lot. Well, I'm trying to talk too. I don't know if you know this. She says, no, it's for breast cancer awareness. I said, oh, breast cancer awareness. It's 2023. Is there anybody who's not aware of breast cancer? You should be doing a walk for breast cancer awareness. You should be doing a walk for breast cancer solutions. You should be doing a walk for breast cancer cures. Have you tried using cell phones? Another reason why I'm divorced. Comedy's a great job. I've had a lot of crappy jobs between the Navy and comedy. Navy's kind of crappy a lot of times too. It was great, but it was the worst job I had. I used to work at an unemployment office, which sucked. Because when they fired me, I still would show up the next day. I also used to work at a collections office, which sucks because I had bad credit. So I'll call people, I'm like, yeah, hi, Mr. Johnson. I'm just calling to find out, will anybody expect payment in your account? And he would say, well, I don't know, Rick. What are you going to pay me? Oops, wrong number. Sometimes you'll people letting you luck out. Doesn't happen often, but sometimes it happens. For example, a long time ago, I had a Circuit City card. You guys remember Circuit City? Yeah, big box store, kind of like Best Buy. I completely maxed it out. And then they went out of business. I never had to pay those guys anything. And it sent me a couple of notices that I ignored, and then they went away. I'm hoping MasterCard goes out of business soon. Hopefully by the 18th of next month. I was thinking, my name is Rick Jean. Thanks a lot.